Okay, I'm here with Michael Wilford from Twisted Pixel Games. Pleasure to meet you, Michael.
Yeah, good to meet you too.
All right, so you just showed off Comic Jumper. So we got a little bit of a demonstration of it. We could see that a little bit earlier. Some questions for me just right off the bat is, are you always going to be just like standard stuff? Cape, yellow, blue suit, does that change at all? Can you customize that in any way?
Yeah, that's a good question. That actually is kind of one of the main cruxes of the whole game, is that changes quite a bit. So there are 4 different comics that you play through in this game, and each comic has its own, unique art style that harken back to like distinctive genres of comics that, if you're a comic book fan, you will definitely recognize. In fact, you don't even need to be a comic book fan. When you see these, you'll be like, oh, I remember seeing comics like that when I was growing up. But if you happen to be a nerd of comics like I am, you'll probably pick out the individual artists that we're paying homage to. And every time you jump into a new comic, Captain Smiley changes from head to toe. Completely different model, completely different rig, and all of his animations change, textures, everything. So it's completely different.
All right, so and also in the preview you showed, you said that, used to Contra and Gunstar Heroes. So when I see Gunstar Heroes, I think multiplayer and I think co-op. Is anything like that announced yet, or?
Not announced yet. Right now, we're only talking about the single-player stuff that we're showing here.
Okay. The guns, you only showed off just 2 side pistols. Does that change at all? Does you get shotguns?
Yeah.
Rockets, anything like that?
We're not really talking about that either right now.
Okay.
That's more of a function of like what happens in the other comic books.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, as you saw, there were definitely a lot of different gameplay modes here in this comic. There's, the melee, there's the gunplay, and then the sliding down the building on the back of a Brad bot.
Yeah.
Quick time event, and then the boss fight, which is actually, that's not the end boss. It's kind of a mid boss. So there's even more gameplay after that fight, and new gameplay modes that we haven't even shown yet, just for that comic, let alone the others.
Okay, that's awesome. So. Also, going to sidestep the question a little bit is, for my friend and I, when he used to play Splosion all the time, there's a couple of different achievements and some side achievements, and those would unlock like avatar awards and sometimes premium themes, which I thought was awesome because it gives you a little bit extra because, you pay... Splosion was $10 in one of the cheaper Summer of Arcade games, and I thought it was excellent. I personally thought it was a $15 game, so hopefully you got a little bit more sales at $10, but just those little extras I thought were very nice. And are those making an appearance in Comic Jumper as well?
Yeah, well, first of all, I really appreciate the kind words. That's awesome. Yeah, so it's kind of really important to us, actually, that we do stuff like that. And so, we're kind of getting to the point where we're known for it. With Maw, we were the first game to give away a premium dashboard theme. And then with Splosion, like you mentioned, the Avatar Awards. And with this game, we're definitely doing the awards and the theme and all of that. And we're currently talking with Microsoft about doing something new that no one's ever done before. I can't talk about it yet, but I think we're going to be able to make that happen, and it's going to be pretty rad.
I got you. So now this, I know you're showing it early, and obviously Microsoft's probably going to have another Summer of Arcade this summer, but it's probably not going to be this summer.
I can't comment on that at all.
No ATA at all. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, we are saying the game is coming out this year, and that we're busting our asses as mean as possible to make this the coolest game we've ever made. So. Okay,
the Star guy that's on the chest. Does he have a name?
Star.
Just Star. Does he have? Can you reveal anything more about him? Does he get on Mr.? Is this Star and he is Mr. Smiley? So how does
Star and Captain Smiley?
Captain Smiley, yeah.
And Star is he's attached to Captain Smiley, and so they have to work together and be a team. But Star kind of wishes that he was on the chest of Brad, which is a cooler character. So. So he's got a little bit of a man crush going on with Brad and resents Captain Smiley a little bit. And Smiley gets a little jealous, that he's not the one that Star wants to be with. So some, turmoil back and forth between the two of them, but they go through a transition and kind of throughout the game, they have a story arc and they learn how to be a team together.
Okay, so were they always bonded together, or did Captain Smiley meet up with Star, or?
No, I mean, the way we see it in our head, like backstory-wise, is, they're pretty much always together.
I gotcha. Is the blue-yellow the default costume theme?
So, yeah, that's his default style, when he's in his own comic. So that's his uniform in his comic, and the idea, from a design perspective was to, he's somewhat of a generic design, right? He's like basically a big smiley face with the typical big blue muscle-bound guy, and he's obviously like bigger upper torso and, skinny legs. And he's kind of like, every other maybe typical hero that you might find from a random comic book. but he's got to find a way to set himself apart by jumping to these other comics and being popular enough so that he can relaunch his own comic. So he's got his work cut out for him.
During the demonstration, I saw these it's like shader work, but there's some definite stuff going on in his blue side of his costume.
Yeah, so the idea there is that he's got some technology that's built into his suit that maybe he can upgrade and do things with later.
Oh, that's pretty cool. All right, I think that answers all of my questions with that demonstration and what we did here. So, Michael, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Looking so much towards it. It's just a big old game, so it's awesome. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention is, do you think, for me, it's very refreshing to see new IPOs every time, because you have them all, you have Splosion Man, and now you have Comic Jumper. It seems like you guys aren't leaning on the sequel route so much, and it's not so much a question, just saying that I'm very thankful that you guys are doing that and putting that risk out there.
Sure,
and, I don't know, we're big fans of it.
Yeah, I can comment on that. I mean, for us, we kind of take the Pixar approach to sequels, where
I was just about to say, yeah.
Where they're not opposed to it, neither are we, because clearly they've done it. But it's really a big deal, and in order to do it, you've got to have like a really, really compelling reason to do it, right? You've got to have like a really good story, or for us, like maybe a really cool gameplay mechanic that seems to only make sense with an IP we already came out with or something. So we're not opposed to it. We may come out with a sequel someday, but it's got to make sense.
Yeah, I got you. All right, Michael Wilford, CEO of Twisted Pixel Games.
Dude, thanks again.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.